I know they're vague, and I know they're supposed to be like this, but damn, they're always uncanny. No, 100%. I just acknowledge that it's designed to be that way, but I still have to marvel at how on the nose they feel. Not perfect. Oh, you are saving your level up? You're level 12 still. I just see you're level 12 still. That's all. Oh, you are free to do, but yeah, go ahead. I just noticed it when I was starting to making. I'm always looking at your guys' character sheets. Making sure none of you are cheating. No, I just like to know your characters. Really cool builds. AI, I'm going to steal all your guys' ideas. Donkey. The tabletop oracle has donkey on there, and my goodness, it's funny. That's fair. Well, yeah, you have no rush. You are free to save it for a thematic moment, though. I'm cool with that too. If one presented itself, that like I'm more than okay with that. I just noticed it was all. But yeah, it's not a problem to me. I started doing this in campaign 4, so I'm stealing Brennan's idea. I really like it. I was already kind of doing it, but I guess just him doing it has enabled me. Do we need anything before we get started? You guys are all good to go. I'm good to go. So you want to play D&D? That what happened? All right, the Redeemers are back in town. Well then, let's do it. Welcome back to the Myth Carvers. We're here at the end of the campaign with our wrap up. with the low-hanging fruit, or maybe now the Redeemers, as Alexian has dubbed them. But before we get into it too far, let's just kind of recap what happened as the group was delving far down below Ank'Harel into what was known as Kael Morro. They have now discovered the true name, Ser Graal. It's a real Orcish elven name, and we picked up with the group preparing to go into the Heart of Despair. They had just finished a long conversation, well, long in context and relatively terms, with a bit of a short rest with the other group, the Gentle Blades, a name kind of forgotten, but Io and her crew, who were also vying for fame and glory, and some also looking for power in Galceriad. But through conversations and some touching moments, you were able to convince them to kind of fall in line and let you redeem this man and go into the confrontation, because on the brink on the horizon, all of a sudden that golem, the Alexian, the hunter, shows up and begins hunting you, maybe giving some PTSD to Reyna and to Oak. But they, the group, asked Io to fend off this threat while they went and dealt into that with the heart and dealt with the Apotheon. And so they said yes, and they would let you guys go. So the final push was on as the group moves away in. You guys gave them a final sending off, giving them weapons and the Spear of Warning and the Ruidium Sword, and then off you went. That led us into the ethereal, like liminal space, giving you memories of the Apotheon. The group split up and kind of read through these last little memories on the way through this foggy, cloudy like space. As you do, you got to see a couple moments of who the Apotheon is, who Alexian was, and that then took you to the lake of the 3 prayer sites and the statue in between. And very quickly the Alexian asked to be set free. Let me go. May I go? And the group didn't really feel comfortable letting him go. As you tried to reason with him, as you tried to talk to him, and even Reyna tried to go to the prayer sites, to the Changebringer, to set up a vigil, it was all interrupted by the rage of the Apotheon, frustrated that the ones who came to set him free, at least in his eyes, were not doing it, at least on his timeline. Although you knew that he needed to take his time and to deal with his trauma. And so a battle broke out. And so the group fought with great vigor, a lot of really smart fighting, and just straight up fighting this grotesque form of the Apotheon. But you quickly realized that it wasn't just swords that you needed, but your words would be able to, that this man, he didn't believe in himself, and they were seeing his worst form. So Reyna and Oak, and then slowly one by one, Faye and Niran used both your words and your affirmations to help this person through what was really a traumatizing moment in his life. Well, long moments, being here for centuries upon centuries, stacking up. But in the end, you were able to set him free. And out came this haggard old man, and the group then still more words. And with that, the Apotheon was redeemed, believing in himself. No longer holding power, though, the area, the Netherdeep, started to break, crush, and start to dissipate, as there was no longer that rage, that misery, that strong, powerful emotion holding it. He was now no longer even capable of such emotion, of that strength, as you were able to help him do something that was harder than anything: forgive himself. And with that, though, you need to get the heck out of here. So you ran, trying to get out here as fast as possible, collecting your the members of the Gentle Blades, and then meeting those, now finding that everything is being redeemed in these moments. You would find that all the Ruidium is starting to dissipate and break and disappear, including those sharks outside. So Oak was able to corral them with some divine magic and use them to help flee and fight off some of the other entities within here. And the group was able to make a hasty retreat out of here with only a few minutes to spare, as the thing self-immolated upon itself. And all that was the misery and festering wound that was in this place is gone. And in its place, a humble old man who's tired and just wanted to go home and see up above. And so that got you out of the rift. You were able to take a breath. Still the power of the three prayers giving you water breathing in this area, still having power within the near vicinity. You were able to decide, well, we don't have this, what do we call it? The festering, the gaping hole. I forget, it's been so long. That's right. And so you made your way back, and much to the chagrin of the Allegiance of All Sight, all of their research is for naught down here with the Ruidium, and nothing was really left other than the history that remains in this place. Scribble and Zot have left with you. The emergency seems to have been taken care of by Gortog, Ink Drinker, your friend on the inside that we had met before moving into the Netherdeep. And you were then finally with Galsariad finally releasing the whatever ward was breaking the elevators. Finally able to raise up and go above to the surface above. And that's where we got to see a final moment with Elixian, who is now walked off, and I will have a note that Zot and Scribble have followed suit with him. You guys can do what you may, but they are all three out of sight, not far away, but out of sight. And Oak was able to call out to the Allegiance of All Sight Guard, there's people waiting for us, tell them the Redeemers are here. And that is where we left. And so we pick up back in that, basically, it's kind of like a mine shaft elevator room, cut into in the middle of the city of Ank'Harel. There is a area that had kind of sprouted up at one point this wellspring from the Netherdeep that led down into Ank'Harel, that led to the discovery of the Ruidium. And so we find this place, though you would notice that any of those Ruidium scars that were in this place, they're gone, much like your scars that you had, Oak and Niren. Nothing remains of those of the remnants of it, other than the scar that caused the initial damage to you, Niren, and to you, Oak. Reyna, your eye still will have note missing her one eye, so blind. And we pick up with the group just waiting. Yes, you do. We pick up with the four of you watching the Allegiance of All Sight Guard, kind of nodding to you, Oak, and going to leave the doors open so you don't have to stay here, but you have a moment as a group alone for the first time in a little while, in not a dangerous situation, just on the cusp of Ank'Harel. What do we find you four doing in this moment as you await, presumably, the Cobalt Soul envoy that is awaiting you? Well, you did cast Channel Divinity not too long ago, so I'm sure that's possible, yeah. I love the idea of you guys sitting and just walk outside that. Like, so you walked out, obviously, of that little elevator room. I say little in comparison to a lot of the other rooms. It's not a small room, but you would nonetheless make your way out of there to that large area. The group of Io, Gelsariad, Maggie, and Irvon have kept to themselves. They've been very respectful, is definitely not necessarily in awe of you. And they're not jealous either. They definitely understand that you guys were maybe the betters, even if it might not come from Io. But there's also maybe a sense that they have, at least from Irvon and Maggie especially, but a friendship of just being happy that they are alive too. They're a little ways off from you, near the entrance, talking to being of the Allegiance of All Sight, are now kind of maybe debriefing somebody. They are in conversations with someone as of this moment. And before too long, before the Cobalt Soul Envoy gets here, we would see Prolix Yusuf come to speak to them. The tiefling professor that we met back in Bazozan. He is just in a conversation with the Io. He would catch Niren's wave, and his face would light up as he of recognition. It's been a little while since he's seen you all, and it is not a sight for sore eyes in a way. You can see that he is delighted to see you all with a wave. It does not break his conversation, though, as he is discussing. Say 10 minutes passes. You guys sunbathe, you finish tending. Everybody is watching maybe Oak, because that is the most active thing right now, playing with some of the hummingbirds that are around here and some of the other birds that make their way through. See, there's some crows watching you, just waiting to see if maybe there's some food around, while some of the other birds that are a little more friendly, as in they're just coming into your face, want to be like, hello, 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 hey, what's going on? And talking to you, as we know, Oak, you are proficient with speaking to the animals through your staff. And then those four would leave. But before they do, Maggie would say that to make sure not to go too, well, I'll say it in Maggie's voice. Don't go too far, and make sure to come back to the temples. We want to make sure that you get your celebration. We already told the professor. He also said that he would be happy to take care of the Elixian, and that the Allegiance of All Sight would be happy to tend to him. I don't know if that's a good idea. And she just walks away very quietly. Like, yeah, she goes like, and immediately she like has this like guilty look on her face, but there was conviction when she said it. And she leaves. So you can infer what that means from there. But you would then be able to see with your passives, you guys have very high passives. And now with this information and knowing my players, you'd be able to scan your courtyard and realize that Scribble and Zot have not let Elixian leave the courtyard yet. Not physically restraining him, in the way that they keep talking to him. And so you could call it harassment and stopping and harassing, you know what I mean? But they are talking to him, and he has not been able to leave this area. So I don't want to mischaracterize it. They're being friendly. Nobody's restraining him. He is the Apotheon, after all. He's not in an upset mood. He is happy, but he has not been able to leave the space. And you now realize that he's been over, not in the corner, he's in like a little bit of a courtyard, maybe on a gondola, or is that, no, a gondola is the boat thing. What am I thinking? The G, just a gazebo. That's the word I was looking. He's like in like a gazebo, small little gazebo area, kind of just sitting and out of the sun, talking to the Goliath and the Kenku. So with that, Maggie and the four would leave with with Yusuf then making his way over to the Apotheon. Well, I'm going to stop calling him that. I'm going to just start calling him Elixian. And so if there's, oh, sorry, I didn't want to step on you. Please go ahead. No, he has joined the conversation as it was. He would have taken a seat. So Scribble is sitting, or the Kenku is sitting beside Alexian. Zot on the other side. And Prolix has now just sat, the professor has just sat beside the Goliath. But just in the conversation. Go ahead. As long as you have wild shapes, of course you can. Yeah, no, definitely not a trick question, but absolutely. Yeah, you are more than able to. So as you make your way over there, the only thing, no, there wouldn't really be anything. The most I could say is like, oh, roll for like a stealth maybe, but you could easily kind of walk into another area. But I will get you to roll a stealth check. Yeah, you never know who might be able to see you. Let's do that. But other than that, ooh. 13, perfect. But yes, so what you would hear with your conversation is this point, you guys have been a little bit wild. Yusuf is saying, I think that you'll find that it's really nice here. We have many residences and things that we can teach you. We can put you up. There's so much to learn, and both for you and for us. And we think it would be invaluable for you to stay within the confines of the Allegiance of Allsight until you get your legs, as it were. And just Alexian, I was really hoping to see the city. And he's like, well, yes, all in good time, of course, once we get you adjusted and everything. Just like that? Yeah, okay. There's a bit of a roar. You can see reactions from people, but there's not really any like fighters here or anything, but there are, like reactions to stop you, especially from Zot, as she is being the biggest there. So she kind of makes this physical, when they notice it's you, there is a disarming. So they're a little wary though with this. And the three of you could notice that this has happened. Obviously her popping up, but Oak, they are very, what the fuck faces at this point. And go ahead. Sorry, what was that? Oh, yes, yes, sorry, the old years, and he kind of just gets up and he uses the spear as to get himself up, and he seems like, it's really a nice day. And then he stops and looks, but he's not looking at you, Oak. He's like looking around you, and then you realize that the hummingbirds are still around you, and he is all of a sudden in awe. He's transfixed. I haven't seen anything that small. Everything in the calamity was quite large as he moves his way over. Oh yeah. Love them. Like a green, like almost like turquoise like coat that turns into like a purple chested area, little navy blues that almost look like blacks around him on the tips and stuff like that, but really there's like pearlescent like colors. Comes over, very like long snout that's very distinguished looking on the hummingbird. It's like looking in and just sitting there, like looking around, even just satisfied despite not finding any nectar, which is odd for any kind of a creature. And he just comes over and goes to touch it. And as he goes to touch it, the thing like snaps at him, and he goes, hey, what? But he just has a big smile on his face. But he's just. Sure. Why not? Absolutely.
No. Looks run. Well, what's the point of being a favor to the Changebringer if you don't use it for something then, maybe, huh? What is a Lux run?
In your head, is this a private conversation?
Yeah, okay. The professor is going to say, well, I must protest just a little. That is a casino. It is a very unsavory place and not no place for anybody. And
Oh, yeah, you guys are as much or as little as you would like to be involved. Please, you're all in the same vicinity. Can you make a persuasion check? Then you... With advantage. Okay. So what you... Yeah. So he looks at you, Reyna, and looks around at Zot and at Scribble, and Scribble says, lots of fun. Reyna mimicked your voice, the deadpan flat tones that you may have, as I imagine Reyna talks, but he copies you quite literally and perfectly. And then he looks and Zot will say, I'll go along with him. Keep him safe. Oh, okay.
very well. I will have you know that I fought many creatures and killed many things, and I don't want to, though.
At the end, though, before he just says, but I would not like to if I could avoid it.
Maybe it wouldn't be bad if somebody came along with me. Is there a problem?
He kind of looks around as he starts to kind of just walk away from you, Oak, a little towards the entrance and being obviously released. And he knows where the exit is, as you guys had it pointed out. So he starts to make his way. Nobody goes to stop him or say anything. But Zotz will just say, are you sure? Okay. Yeah, she kind of nods and she puts her books away and says, come on, Scribble. And Scribble says, we're going to party tonight. And no idea where that voice comes from. And as he goes walking away.
Then as this is happening, you can then hear, "Hey, everybody!" And we look over and see Question. And you can see that there are two Cobalt Soul attendees, and you can see on her badge, she's got a badge that says Junior Expositor, newly promoted, and she's got two people with her. She says, "We're here to get you and help you guys. Go look, they're not okay. What are you guys waiting for? Get the health potions." As she's like, looks at the two attendees, an elven woman, a girl, she's in her young 20s, and then an orcish man, maybe into his younger 30s. So, maybe a novice and maybe a more intermediate apprentice. As they move forward, and they would hand out, not that you guys don't already have them, but they would give you health potions to top up anything that you guys needed. And they would be of the greater kind. Each of you would be given one. As Questions like, don't just stand there and then take their things. Like if you're carrying anything that looks like, even remotely, she's ordered them to take it, like make your load a little easier. So your bags that you guys can carry with all your inventory, just to make your load a little lighter. Unless you protest, of course, but she is like, so they're like getting them stuff on top and like, okay, what's going on? And Questions say, everybody's really excited to see you. We want to get you out of here right away. Ewo's waiting for a debrief, and then the High Curator wants to see you guys immediately, as long as you guys are up for it, he said. But then your Moorbounders are all in good shape. I thought you guys want to know about them, but yeah, it's been a little bit. I'm just kidding. It has only been a couple days. Come on. Yeah, as she goes to, you can see that she's like trying to keep up this decorum that you guys have not seen of her, right? She's got like this whole thing, and as you do it, she just breaks the act and it's like, oh, okay. And she's like, I missed you too. I didn't think I was gonna see you guys again. We all thought you were goners. And she squeezes you back, Faye. You've just been handed things. Your packs have been taken, but you have been offered to be helped up by the apprentices as well. Love that. They will manage the best they can. They'll manage the best they can, Faye. Sometimes I hear... Oh, okay, yeah. Do we need a... Do I detect a persuasion check? Yeah, when you say this old man, you could see Alexian's like looking at some flowers right now, like really benign, like flowers that aren't even like that pretty. And he's just looking at the plants. He's just touching them and like, that's wonderful. And he's like totally like, it's just experiencing everything right now. Aww. He gets all like, then he looks over, realizes what happened. Like, yeah, okay. If you want to do it and actually deceive him, absolutely make a deception check. He's smart enough to know that, that this is most likely you, but I'm more than happy to let you. 15? Incredible. He just looks and he's like, quite a plant. They didn't have this in the Calamity. Well, I'll be careful. Sorry, friend. He goes to the door.
Like tries to like slide it and it doesn't slide. He realizes it's not a push either. Zod, yeah, is like, I'm sorry, I'll be better. I'm sorry, and she rushes out. Okay. Question says, are you guys ready? Let's get out of here. The allegiance all site sucks. No, they have left. Sorry. Question will take you back out to the front of the building and say that get a carriage that you already have, so that, but then they would hire a private one to send the apprentices off to, and so they go off separately. And question says, all right, this is for us. She opens up and there are a bunch of refreshments in there. This is like the High Curator's carriage. He's not even mad. There are absolutely wood components here that you would be able to do something with 100%. Yeah, it's not like predominantly wood, but yeah, the 100% there's something where you'd be able to do something here. Like, yeah. Yeah, and so you're trying to make this all very obvious. Okay, yeah. So no rolls needed. That's easy enough to be able to plan out. Okay, awesome. Done. Oh, I mean, let's have a roll just to see how well you do. Let's do like the carving and stuff while the thing is moving. I forgot that one. Or, I mean, yeah, let's see. What would that be? It'd be a dexterity check. Yeah. Yeah? Yeah, this one is, yes. Very, 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 very good. That's very, very, very good. The little help from your friends, you're able to carve the words "look up." You wouldn't, which ones? Because I'm correct. It's the writing that we struggle with, right? Yes. Just, and I don't mean that to be as a joke, but yeah. So yeah, easy enough. You're able to have, which one's the K? And then you're like, no, okay. And you're like, okay, well, whatever. But yes, done. I love that. Question says, I won't say anything, especially for Oak. Did Oak tell you that she saved my job? You saved my job. I got fired. I got transferred. I got sent to the worst outpost. You saved me. Thank you so much. You guys have no idea. And now I'm a junior expositor. Thanks, because the High Curator gave me a promotion. Yeah, he said that he read the report you sent. Well, you had to write it, but it's because of your endorsement. You guys are the best. And she looks at each one of you. No, not that, but you guys all help me. You guys have been like so nice to me all the time, even though I'm really annoying. Oh, you guys met Inside a Cure? I've met her one time. Wow. I hope people don't talk about me like that. I'm better than her? Oh, drinks! And she pulls out the mini bar. Question is bright. Bright. It was really okay kiss. It was not made me think about it all the time. Even question looks at you weird. Anyway, I'm supposed to tell you, I'm supposed to tell you something. And she's like all flustered. How about we just have some drinks? And she just takes a big drink of the champagne. I just was trying to fit in, and I wanted to forget this moment. I'm embarrassed. Did I do... Okay, I gotta go throw up. Stop the carriage! She's a mess right now. She's tripping over Reina right now. Trips over her to get out, opens the door, and goes out and goes to evacuate. She comes back. Do any of you know prestidigitation? That is the single funniest thing I've ever heard. You are. That was good. She just looks at you and says, well, that sucks. I didn't know you could forget that stuff. That's weird. I think that the High Curator has something that helps with that, but old age is something that even modern science can't fix. What did I say? That's a good point. I'm sorry, Niren.
So yeah. Yeah, he's doing it right beside you, Raina, because I imagine Oak is in the high curator's spot, and then Raina's beside them. Oak in the middle, or sorry, Question in the middle, and then Faye and Niran on the other side. So to put this, you're kind of doing it where Raina, like, kind of not infringing Raina's space, but like, more or less in front of Raina. And you're like, as soon as someone famous gets in here, or like born, and you're like. Did we need to get diapers for that old guy? Lord, I'm not okay. Well, the problem though, it was the blind eye. She didn't even see it, so she didn't flinch. He said that it's on him. You guys are supposed, if you were coming back, you're supposed to be celebrated. And sorry.
Yeah, what happened to your eye? She looks at the rest of the group, and then she looks at you, Rin. But you're not. And she's. No, you could do that. I knew it. You really are. Well, I don't think she'll care because I don't think she was getting with you because of your eye. Yeah. Is that a pearl? I don't think that's sanitary, guys. Is that not? Isn't that infected? We're gonna have to take you to the infirmary for sure. I'm not your boss. I think you guys are expositors, so. Divine intervention. Literally. Hey. What's your cleric level? All right, roll a D100. So now, for the purposes of this, I know you haven't physically leveled up, but you have leveled up, so you will be at a 13 or lower. Well, then I take that back. Right. As you wait, a wind comes in through the carriage, but no sight. It does not need enough yet. Speed is not great enough. Well, it looks like we're here. The carriage is now rolling into the Cobalt Soul, just so that you guys are aware of the carriage has arrived, not to interrupt you. would roll into the courtyard. Do you guys want me to, if he's just going to park out front, is that okay? We're just going to go in and talk to Ewo and debrief, and then we'll go talk to the High Curator, right? Or do you guys want to sleep first? I don't, we didn't know when you guys were coming back. You were supposed to be back, you know, before, and then you weren't. So we've been just kind of in a holding pattern waiting. Okay. Okay. Here, let me just get my sending out. Just 1 second, Oak. Don't close your ears. And she pulls out a sending, and she's gonna whisper and say, "Can we get a confetti to the front doors, please?" There's a call back being like, "Confetti? What? To the front doors? What are you talking about?" Fine. Yes, of course. The door is opened as the driver opens the carriage door, and the long steps up to the Cobalt Soul building that you've walked up many, many times before away, but might feel a little different this time after everything that you've been through. Maybe not, but in will be your place, as you would obviously come into the grand hall, and if you were to go off into the hallways to the right, they would eventually lead you to the residential quarter where you would find your townhouse and the other areas of Elo's residence, and many other. Off down to the left would take you down to those prisons where Alogia probably still sits, although she may have been turned over to the hand of Ord by now. But as we've gone down there a few times, then the armories and whatnot wait down there, and straight ahead up into the actual Cobalt Soul headquarters, as it were, and where you'll find the meeting rooms that you guys have been to a few times, where Ewo is there awaits. But as the door opens, there is a little shock of prestidigitations and druid crafts as well. A little confetti falls around the group as they all call. It's a little bit of a half-hearted attempt, but it happens as there's a couple Cobalt Soul Inquisitors and librarians that call and like, "Congratulations, we're really happy you're alive. We did it." And there's like a "you did it," like just it's like a plain font, like if you will, like it's your birthday kind of ideas. But they aren't there to mock you. They are doing an earnest, just as much as they could do really, really quickly. As there are familiar faces, some people that maybe near and you sparred with, or perhaps gave some drinks with, and people that you've passed by in the gardens, maybe studied with down in Faye and Reyna and Oak. You'd spent a lot of time down there. People you are familiar with that you've seen day to day, not necessarily the biggest impacts, but you know, someone who serves you your lunches or something like that. Someone that you've noticed, the gardeners, the people that did the library work, some people that are just trying to make things work on the everyday Cobalt Soul. And here they are just like throwing and just happy, and you get a couple like pats on the backs and some handshakes as you come in, and earnest ones, as they say, and question just is like, "Yeah, we're really happy you're here. We're up in conference room A. If you guys don't want to come, you're allowed to do whatever you want, I was told, but if you're not going to go, I have to go tell Ewo that you aren't coming, so just let me know." She's just being accommodating. "Yeah, of course. I'll just be up on the front steps waiting. I got some reading I got to do and some notes to catch up on. So I'll be right there, okay? Right there. See that? Right under the statue." Your hair's all like wet. I think so. I like to think that the Jewel of Three Prayers did help you guys to some degrees through these effects. Like, I earnestly mean that, but I do honestly also think that, yeah, your hair's probably wrecked. I don't think that the divine gods were like, let's make sure their hair looks pristine after. Oh, heck, maybe they did. You know, knowing some of the Exandrian gods, they actually might have. Corellion's here, so maybe it's not that bad. I take it back. He is the god of art. Maybe that's his contribution to the Jewel 3 prayers effect. Y'all look fucking sick. Flush, beautiful pink tones. Your hair looks immaculate. But no, I will say though, you did fight. You do have the battle scars and stuff like that. So you do have those effects. I was just more talking about that maybe the salt water didn't damage your hair as much. Maybe you're not as pruny as you'd think. The sun still feels very good on your skin though, like regardless. Yeah, just afternoon. Sun's just at its full height. You know, drifting into 1-2 kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, okay. And she starts putting away her set. She looked like she was kind of hunkering down and then says, okay, all right, let's go. Conference room A. All right. And she heads up to the elevators that would take you up into the upper echelons and through some of the hallways, past other doors that are closed, through the maze and lattice works of the halls that make up the Cobalt Soul Temple. Some other expositors and juniors and apprentices. It's a happening place, business as usual here. Some nods of recognition from the few people up here that would recognize you. You're fairly popular here, but it has been a short but very profound time. Here we, though, find the conference room A, and you would open it up, and Reyna, you would be able to see, as all the other three would, of course, the orc that is Iwo Zalair, the head expositor of the Cobalt Soul. She would stand up and, you know, flattening her robes and adjusting herself, and with a nod to everybody as you make your way in. And as she tries, you know, for a second, as you all kind of file in one at a time, she would make eye contact with each of you and give you a soft little crooked smile, like half slight smile, and a nod, which for Iwo is a dramatic smile of recognition and of hello. Those orc feet, man. Why are we here indeed? Okay. Iwa will sit, say, hello everybody. It's nice to see that you're all in good health. I wasn't sure if I would be seeing you today or if you were going to take a break. You had us all very worried when you did not come back right away. Please have a seat if you can. Everything okay with you all? As her eyes linger at you, Reyna, not that you're noticing, as you shuffle to the chairs. Is everything, just a few things, I think. Just the last part was, is everything okay? She's looking at Raina. I am very well. Thank you for asking. You all seem to have been affected. It looks like you're all shell-shocked. Is everything okay? Raina, your eye. What is... I understand Oak, but what is going on with the rest of you? Then back. What does that mean? Damn God. Right, please forgive me, I was not down there, so I'm lacking a lot of context. Is the rift closed? What of the Ruidium in lieu of... you found a cure? She looks down at her. She's got some papers, like a little dossier, and she like looks quizzically at it. She opens it up and she says, and leafs through and pulls out something. That's what explains this report that I just got. She takes a moment to read it, and she would then hand it over to whoever was closest. But you would then just see that it is a note from the labs, or it wouldn't be the labs, like I guess the labs. People that were doing any kind of experimentation or holding on to the ruidium weapons or items, and they have been completely expunged. This is amazing. So you have gone down into and closed the rift that quickly. I'm very happy to hear this. That's exactly the way we were hoping for. And you neutralized the ruidium. That is a success, of course. And not only that, but you're all alive. Incredible. How you mean? Well, Was they of the Cobalt Soul? We'll look forward to hearing their stories, but as of right now, as Neil was saying, small details don't matter. I do look forward to hearing everything about this. Sounds like what happened down there was truly horrible, but sounds like you went through a lot, and I look forward to hearing what happened. I'll not put you through that, though, today. So as far as I see, Cobalt Soul is very happy. We have neutralized the threat to the city. What of the remnants down there? Is the rift completely gone from what you saw? Am I able to confirm that? Thank you. I'm jotting some notes. Is there anything that I need to know? As far as we can see, the threat has been neutralized. Is that right? Galia. Her eyes narrow. Very well. All right. Yes. Sounds like you have neutralized any. Then, as far as we're concerned, you have all done your bargain, and I believe that I'm supposed to reward you all. I believe there was a contract that you all had signed. I believe there's gold owed to you all. In addition to your... now, as that were, I guess that terminates our contract. It means that you are no longer of the Cobalt Soul. You're no longer expositors. Although I'm sure the High Curator will be happy to discuss that with you. I already know what my recommendation is. But I am supposed to tell you that technically, of course, this paper, you are no longer tied to the Cobalt Soul unless you want to be. But I will leave that to the High Curator. He has asked me to only give you the formal papers. And there will be some little things you guys have to sign, some things. But she will say that we won't have to do this right now. There will be some paperwork to formally release you and all that stuff. But we will do that another. I'll have Tilly follow up with you. Anyway. Is there anything else that we need to discuss today? I am fine. This matter is to be closed. I will finish my case study here, and barring a full debrief, this is good enough for now for us to close the case. Well done. Phew. A part of that paperwork, there will be some vouchers for you guys to be able to collect for gold from the treasury. Of course. Sorry, forgive me. I was also told if you look into your paperwork there is a deed to the townhouse. So as long as you all want to be a part of the Cobalt Soul, you are hereby allowed to stay at that townhouse. As long as you're in Arcorel, you have a place to stay. Well, friends of the Cobalt Soul, we thank you. Now, do not let me keep you anymore. I've already received an envoy from the Allegiance of All Sides saying that there is a request for your group to attend a ceremony tonight on the behalf of them.
I will make sure to send every precautions and everything. So you will be taking the high curator's carriage. We will send you with a party and to make sure that you have all of the pomp and circumstance that you need. Don't want the allegiance of all sight to catch us napping. But anyway. I was not formally invited, no. The High Curator was going to escort you. Never very good at making fences, but we'll see what I can do. Poor phase out of it. Yeah, she. Hey, Fairchild, it has been an honor and a pleasure to meet you. You all should get a good sleep. I will make sure that Tilly wakes you all up to have time to get ready for the presentation. Brenda, would you mind staying behind? The rest of you are dismissed. Will fall. Very quiet. Moved over, and she takes this kind of sit as you're still seating. She kind of sits down, so you know, as facing the opposite direction, leaning up, and she just says, "You care to tell me what happened?" And she kind of looks and brushes the hair back from your face. Where did you look? That you... And she's tracing some of the scars that are on her face from where they were just gouging at you. Of course, the cure wounds has done a lot to get some of those. They are deep gouges, and while they aren't horrible and they've mended, there's still scars. And she's just like, you know, touching them, being like, "What happened to you?" And she can just like, it's like, yeah, it looks like you didn't almost come back. You can just read it on her face, but she doesn't say anything. Well, dead. Hands have kind of fallen and are now kind of gripping your hands, especially at that. I'm glad that you're okay. were doing what you had to. Live dangerous lives. We live dangerous lives that we have to accept, but it's hard to say now that. Oh, I have a hard time believing that now after hearing this story. It's now a little too real. And that is probably for the best. Now, you came to the city unannounced and quite quickly swept into my life like a windstorm, sweeping others fast. How is the power of the Cobalt Soul you need for nothing? You could just stay here forever. It doesn't matter. You don't have to worry. We are on Marquette. You're so far away from everything. There's no need. Stay here, making a new life with me. If you want, we could even move to Jussar instead. I hear the Hand of Old needs a head detective, and I could use it. Or maybe the Cobalt Soul. Maybe will allow me to do it. It'll be worth it for you. Get you safe. Don't go chasing this ghost. I don't want you to fight it. Reina, we are not in danger. You're the one in danger. Yes. You are being naive about this. Stay here with me. I cannot keep you safe if you run away from me. Leaving on Corral at any point to chase after you be the last door he knocks on. And what better place to be? Just stay here. There's nothing to chase. You are all as safe as you can be. That's all I'm saying. Think about it. And she squeezes your hand. Go get some rest. I'm sure the others want to see you. Catch up. Decompress with you. I'll be waiting. See you. I'll come to the celebration and then we'll spend the night together. We'll talk. Miss you. Mm-hmm. Good. Go get some rest. Heal that face up. Have the doctors come see you. And she just says, it's going to be okay. Now, smacks on the butt. Go sleep. Door closes softly behind you. That scrambled away very quickly. Do we all find you going the same direction just to do the same things, so to speak? Or is there anything else that you three would like to let us know before? It sounds like we're going into a long rest, but what is it that you guys would like to do? Wow. Just no faith. You do your sending, and absolutely, by all means. Is there anything in specific? Obviously, I know that, but did you want to do the sending, or okay? You get a response back that he is not in the basement of the Cobalt Soul, and he is at home as of right now, nursing, just like Iwo had said he was. Easy. Yeah, the Cobalt Soul has a number of areas. We've got some traumatized beings over here now. All right, so it sounds like Oak will be passed out by the time you get back, Reina. It sounds like Niran will be. Well, you do have. Okay, I will offer this, Niran. You guys kind of have a bath. You could drag that out into the porch area if you really wanted to have one at home. Now, this is in addition to. Hey, he would have that idea just on his own, but you can also go to the bathhouse. Those will be easily accessible to you. Yes. And so he would be not there. And then Faye, what is it that we see Faye doing? Mm-hmm. Which is today. Right? No. You would at this point look at your card and be like, no, okay, nothing is there. Okay, good. Right. So Reina would come back to an empty house. Sounds like oh. Oh. Okay. You'd see him getting his area and stuff, like setting up and stuff. So you'd catch the quiet moments as you guys would probably make eye contact, tired eye contact. So you guys realize that, oh, we're lost too awake. And the soft, like, not, obtrusive, but the soft snores of Faye coming through from the doorway kind of thing. As she's just zonked out. It's just like one of those like really satisfying, tired snores. Like, wow, she's tired. Oak somewhere in a tree, maybe on the balcony. Who knows what she's up. Probably has an animal with her too. Raina will find her a little later, but you two notice at least each other. We said, if not, you guys, have alarms set. Someone's going to come fetch you and everything. For all intents and purposes, barring anything from you and Nir and Raina, you guys can take a long rest. But even if you guys have a scene, you can take a long rest.
long rest is taken in the middle of the day, but at this point, you guys have no issues at this. Yeah, it's body chemistry and rhythms are all out of whack. Tired from everything you've been, mostly the physical, a lot of the mental exhaustion. Tired sleeps brought to you. You accomplished a goal, the goal that you had set up to after the visions kind of started to overtake you. But still, that's not why you all started on this road together. There was a reason you all were together before all of this, if not for any, it was a job at first, but now it's kind of become more than that. But yet still that thing that bonded you all is still there in the background. The person that's chasing. Also, a familiar dream comes to you, Fairchild. A worm. Nightmare you had. Turns. Didn't ruin anything. I am a vehicle of the world of Exandria. Faye, you get your long rest, you have lost your exhaustion, and you wake with a startle before the roll call from an all too familiar one that you, I am sure you thought was definitely done for when you saved Elixion. And here it returns to you. Wake up. Almost a taste in your mouth as you went to go and bite that thing, and it turned to worms as it comes and cracks the sky. What do you do, Faye? What do we see? How does she respond as she wakes up as... Oh, man. Yeah, all of your passives are more than high enough, and you're at the end of your like sleep. Yeah, you're near the end of your sleep cycle, so I'm more than happy to, if you guys would like to be awoken by this.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. As the sun sets in Ank'Harel, you're descending, going out, and you feel it connect very quickly. The last few sendings, barring the one that you sent to Miska, have felt weird as you were pushing through the nether deep and into another plane. But this now feels normal as you go through that network and you feel the connection to Luxian, and you hear with the din of Lux run in the background here. You can't send any visions at all anymore, and there's no, and I wouldn't possibly do that to you all. You've helped me more than I could ever hope for. My redeemers. I'm apparently the party soon. I'm a little bit tipsy. I'll see you soon. Beg, now that you've had this vision a second time, could you make a history check with advantage? That worm has very big similarities to something that you remember that you've seen before recently. That makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is, within this course of the adventure, you've seen the depiction of this worm in a statue. Correct. Because the oak doesn't have any. Yeah, it was incredible detail. Rain is like turned upside down. Yeah, really. Why did you tie these up so tight? And Raina's like, it's that checks out. Could I have everybody make a history check? Lovely. Good job.
Oak. Brilliant, Raina. Good job. Faye. 8. Awesome. Thank you. Oak and Niran. This conversation, betrayer gods, something is ticking in both of your minds. You got an amulet that had the Crawling King. Where did you get it? The lap of the gods when you guys are doing investigations. And the name slips your mind and then comes in. Armand. It was in his room. You found a necklace of the Crawling King. You do. No, you're nailing it. Yep, nailing it, buddy. No correction needed. You're killing it. And if it's not Port de Molly, it's one of those places, and it's good enough. Genuinely, you nailed it. I'm like 99% sure that's what I have written down. Yep. I just have to find a specific spot, but yes, dude. Recognize him? It's your father. No, please make a history check. Imagine. A 19. The face does, you scratch your memory, and he looks to be somebody that is not personal to you. But he looks to be someone that you recognize, that you feel like you've seen before, which is interesting, right? Like, so again, I don't know. This would be a very early memory, which is why you're having a hard time. Like, as you're thinking back to when you were in the court back in the, when in Rexentrum, as a child, you'd see some of what your parents would be up to and the people they would deal with, so you're like trying to think back, this was a long time ago. A lot's happened since then. You think you may have had this guy, so maybe he's a dignitary, maybe he's a sort of envoy or ambassador potentially, or his connection to Rexentrum somehow to the court. But I wouldn't say you know who this person is. Just there's something reminiscent, something very familiar about him. But that could be nothing. But you do feel like it's not nothing. I'm just want to point that you feel like you recognize this guy. He looks to be someone that is of repute that you remember for some reason. But you were so young that you wouldn't be able to remember any names. But there is still a connection there. Potentially. Okay. Right. A scry. Scrying. Tabletop Oracle does not like scrying. There we go. Yeah, I got it, that one. You have to really pronounce that S. There we go. No, it's just because I don't say it right. That's my problem. Okay, so you do have a picture of this person. Oh, sorry. I have to ask, which one are you doing this on? Armand or the unknown person? Yes, correct. Yes. Armand, you guys know from around here, the Lap of the Gods. That's all you know of him. That's your connection to him, and no further one there. Correct, it is the second man. A second.
Didn't see us going this way. Just pulling up the gentleman. Right, Google or Obsidian, do your stuff. Please, I believe you make a roll, or I make a roll. I make a roll. No, you do. So this is someone that you know secondhand, so they get a +5 to the save modifier, but you have a likeness in a picture, so there is a -2. So he rolls a wisdom saving throw. Yep. And so gets the +3 to his modifier in addition to what he has on there. What is your spell save DC? I believe that is what I'm rolling against. Okay. So, so the way that the spell says that you're using a focus, such as a crystal ball, a silver mirror, wow, a silver mirror, or a font filled with holy water. Those are the examples it gives. But how does Oak use? It's supposed to be something worth at least 1,000 gold pieces and all that nonsense. But I'm just more curious. And what are we seeing that you are doing? How does Oak Scry look like? Oh, okay. So you've got like a whole ass mirror. I love that. Okay. Okay. Yes, for mechanics purposes, I think that you have like your own mirror, but I'll allow you to transfer this to other ones for the flavor of it. But you have your own like mirror that you can use just for when you're on the road and stuff and you don't have a mirror nearby. And then I don't have to be like, well, sorry, Oak, you don't have your mirror here. I don't want to do that to you. But I will also allow you to, well, you could airplay it to something. As she does the magic Disney words, don't come after me, Walt. Mirror, mirror on the wall. You see the shapes start to form, clouds kind of going around. Like the picture starts to become opaque and no longer reflects and is no longer a mirror. And you can start to see shapes take form. As it kind of zooms in, you can see it kind of cutting through the clouds, and very quickly you could see the coast of the menagerie and going all the way down, zoom in, you find somebody on the coast on a ship in between Port Damali and Nicodranus. Man is inside the cabin and he is eating right now. It is, you guys are in Marquette with the sun going down. How many time zones is that? I believe so that would be in the waning hours of the morning. So like that, very dark. So he's up and he's not gotten very much sleep from what you can see. The man in here is much older at this time that you can see, much more wrinkled. His clothes, though, are even finer. He has a lavish drink beside him. You can tell just from the goblet itself that this man is oozing money, or at least that's what it looks like. He has, and the foods there are the kinds that you wouldn't have unless you had money. Like it's not just preserved foods and rations. No, he's got like full on cheese spreads, which is all like super lavish. So what that would immediately tell a sailor like yourself is that he's not far from the coast. He's probably just leaving a port and not going to be on the sea for very long. Nobody, even Paige, went out her lavish, and the Plant King himself can't eat like that. There's no possible way unless you have magical meats. But all that notwithstanding, you just see this man is enjoying a meal and a drink. And early morning, he has like this like coffee like substance kind of things. And so he's drinking that, getting a little boost in the morning. He seems to be reading a book. Make a perception check as you would try to peer through this. That is the scene that you see. It is not a very exciting moment right now, but this man is alive and he is on his way. Well, you don't know where he's going, of course,
but he was between port. You know the coast well enough to know where he was. I'll give you, like, so in my head, you're like zooming in, but I'll give you the benefit of maybe you haven't seen it too many times from that height, but the Menadri Coast is the Menadri Coast. You have an idea that he is somewhere between there. What is the perception check? 13. The book he is reading is a fine-looking book, so well made. It's not haphazard. It's not like a journal, and it seems to have like very, but you don't see any title on it. But you would recognize this book anywhere when you see it. It has this gold, yellowish, green, and green hues, like a kind of like a pattern and some artwork, maybe portraying some forest, but it is more of just patterns on the back of this book, and then leather brown. So like there's some sort of interlacing. Somebody put a lot of effort into this book. But it doesn't have any writing on it. And as he's reading words and stuff, but you can't quite see. And what I meant is like there's no title that says, this is the book, is more of what I was referring to. It looks like common words, by the way. Like it's just hard to tell exactly and read anything more than a few things. And that's when the starts to shiver and go out. You would probably recognize some of the key details from there if you were to see them again, but there's not much to tell you in the moment of much more than this man seems to be traveling somewhere and he is made of money. And so he's doing very well for himself. You get 10 minutes, sorry. How long do you want to keep the scry there for 10 minutes? I'll let you guys have a bit of a moment. I'm going to roll something here, see if anything happens. Don't get your hopes up. We'll see what happens, but you guys can kind of... just see him just basically being boring and reading and drinking. Moment, and that's kind of what we're going to watch, a little bit of a live stream of the guy living his life on a boat, waves going up and down, a quiet fire and some candles lighting the room as he's just having a morning read. In this case, yes. Yeah, it's not much distinguished out there. Allow a check, but it's going to be very high DC. Perception. It's not much of a view, and it's early. It's just the angle that you're at, the porthole. There just wouldn't be much to see, like how far away you are from it. It's not like you are up at the porthole, like which would be a lot different. So that's why this is a very high DC, and it's dark. 5 is very good. That makes perfect sense. Okay, I like that. 1 second. Again, this is not where I thought this is going to be going, so it's crazy that this is a thing. Now, I did say Damali and Nicodranus, right? Yeah, perfect. Okay, good. So, as you are looking through here, the boat kind of gets a wave, kind of goes up, and you would see what would be a very distinguished, sorry, I keep messing up that word. I don't know what my brain keeps going for. Distinct, that's the word. A very distinct landmark on one of the islands. The Twinward Isles and the Mother's Sigh Reef blocks a lot of the inner coast of the traveling between. So what that means is that if you go through them, which is a lot of the revelry would do, you would gain a lot of time, but it's dangerous going through there. And it takes a very skilled pilot to go through the Mother Sigh Reef. And so a lot of trade ships go on the other side. There's a lighthouse to help ward ships off. Like, hey, we don't go that way, go this way around the Twinward Isles. If you go this way, you're going into the reefs, and that's bad. So when you see the ship lurch up at just the right time, at the right angle, you can see at this moment, He is just off the coast of the Twinward Isles. Yeah, towards Port Zune. So that would be in a southeast direction. Just because like of where they're moving to, yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, you could be wrong. They could be doing a maneuver, all these things, right? But that's the best you can ascertain, and but at least you know that. And yes, so within reasonable is to make there as the next 10 minutes continue. When you say that, though, the words judge, Faye, you feel the gavel, like you feel it, like physically, like a little weight into it. Yeah, you look very carefully now that you see just very like in the corner, one of the rings matches. It's got the symbol of the Crawling King. Not your family, no. Oh, sorry, I misheard you. Sorry, it does not have the signet ring on there of the family. I know. I mean, if I had known that I was going to do such a big reveal, I would have been there for it, but I didn't know I was revealing it. Um, it's suddenly a door opens in the last minute of the scry. A man comes into the room. Human man. No, you're good. You are more than fine. Honestly, I don't mind you doing it. No, you are good. We love that. And this does not look like a sailor. He looks like a soldier. And Oak, you would recognize him as being a member, a high-ranking officer of the Crown's Guard of the Dwendalian Empire. No. In the scry. Sorry, I mentioned in the last minute of the scry, so that's why. Yep. This man comes into view and would just say, the person that you've been scrying on would look up. No words have been spoken yet, and then the old man would say, "Any news?" Reply, "We know that she's not in Damali, not in Zune. Amon says that might have seen them in Ankarel, but we don't know how they got to Marquette. Sending someone." Scry goes out.
There's a knock on the door. No, there's got like this weight to it though when you said judge. Like it just had wanted you to know that it was there. It's not done with you. Knock, 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 knock. Loves, are you ready? We got to get ready for your party. You hear Tilly calling through the door. And you see a little entourage of people with outfits, costumes, and hair stuff. No, but we got to get you guys ready to look good, don't we? Come on, love. Apparently, it's a party in your honor. As Tilly walks in with a smile to everybody, including you, Oak. Gosh, Tilly looks at you near it and says, did we come at a bad time? There will be a lot of crowds there, ladies, but you look beautiful, I promise. As she comes in, I'll get you all ready. Everything's going to be fine. I know that it's going to be nerve-wracking being with so many dignitaries, and I know that everything is a lot, but I got your backs, don't worry. And she starts getting ready, thinking that you guys are all just nervous. And she's getting things set up in the living room. Little costume area for you guys to get dressed, a little makeup area, hair area. Like they're literally setting up like staging areas. C'est incroyable. I did not expect that. I'm not going to lie, but that's okay. But I did not expect that. That's okay. Oh, it's D&D. If there's anything to go and have fantasies over it, it's to have the outfit you want. I mean, like, seriously. You just have fun and dress your character the way you want them to be. Don't worry about that. Look fabulous, all of you. I loved what you've all decided on. All right. You all look great. All right. I believe you all have your outfits chosen. Amazing. Hair's all done up.
You look amazing, and Tilly will say, the High Curator says that if you want to see him before, but he understands if you want to wait until tomorrow. I believe Iwa will be meeting you at the front with the carriage. I believe was just finished getting her ready for this too. So. But yeah, you all look wonderful, beautiful, especially you, Niren. All right, good night, everybody. And she will make her way. What did you want to do, sorry? Oh, Jamil Iolithia. But I mean, I wouldn't say no. Right? The group splits up to the front, where you will see Elo Zalaire waiting by the carriage, wearing something to that effect. Except instead of the purple, it'd be more something cobalt blue. And of course, short hair, of course, as well. But that would be the effect. And Niren and Oak alone together for the first time as a duo, as you make your way up towards the High Curator's offices, a familiar place for at least one of you. You're the one that took Miska there. Seconds of a pause as Oak then knocks the second time impatiently right after you, and the door would open and there would be the High Curator Jamil Alethea with his glasses on, looking, he's too young to be wearing them, it's probably just for show, but although we know kind of what they do now, as he's now looking at the group, the two in front of him, his face lights up. You're all back. I didn't think I was going to see you before your little party. You look stunning.
And oh, wow. Forgive me. I didn't know it was quite such a to-do. I thought it was more of a thrown together party, but you guys will steal the show for sure. What do I have the honor of your presence? Yes. Yes. Come in. Come in. As he seems to remember, and he'll invite you into his office as he goes to fetch these things, but he's not going to make you wait outside, of course. I was wondering if I was going to see you before this. I've had them safekeeping as he moves and takes down a painting of a landscape of like Ancorel, and he does a little bit of a spell tracing, and a glyph just kind of evaporates, and behind there is a safe. He undoes a lock and does a code, and it's like it was batten down the hatches kind of a thing. And he undoes them. He opens up the lock, and you can see there's other things in here. And he pulls out from one of the slots. It's like a mail slot. So there's a bunch of things in there. You can see a couple pouches and some other letters and documents in there. You see something kind of shiny in there as he closes it behind and puts things back. Well, he doesn't put the letter back, but you can see he restores the glyph. Then he turns around and says, "These are for you." Oh, you gave me pretty explicit instructions, and I wasn't going to do anything but follow them to the letter. Not to worry. I was keeping an eye on you. The allegiance of all sites celebrating the Cobalt Soul. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Absolutely. I trust that Tilly let you know that you have the use of my carriage tonight. I want to make sure I have more bounder to take. We've become quite strong friends, and I don't really like to go anywhere without them. Well, I'm struggling. I know the names. It's Yurinkai that you is the oldest, and if I remember correctly, I'd love to be. Zek. Zek is I'm an old heart, old at heart, and but Vithchik is quite invigorating to go on a run with. He's very fast. They're all well behaved for me. Oh, it's a good thing I know a guy. He puts his hand on your shoulder as he steps close to you, and he says, "You do not understand how much I appreciate what you've done for not only me, but Ancorel. You truly," as he looks to you, Oak, and says, "You truly are heroes of the city, and probably more." Oh, I'm very sure. Smiles at you, Oak, and says, "Wow," as he turns away. I didn't go in. Good night, as he closes the door.
Rena and Faye, as you wait with Io, is there anything that is need to be said? Io would be stumbly and a little over, not sure what to say to you, Rena. You look wonderful. It's nice to see. Very beautiful, yes. And Faye, I've never seen you outside of your armor. You looked great. Where are the other two? Very well. A fun night, right? Rena, I was just going to say that. It's funny you mentioned. I don't. I will dance with you as much as I can. Me? Maybe you don't need it as a first eye. You're going to buy it with only one, maybe two, that's fine, you know? And then you won't be able to see this pretty man, woman. She smiles back. That's why you only needed the one? She comes closer. She brings you close for a reassuring hug or kiss. Oh. She does not catch it. She's already going through her own thing as she stumbles through her thoughts and says, if it is okay with you, I will not stay the whole night. The crowds make me nervous. That is all right. You can slip away together. And then Niran and Oak would be coming with Tilly just behind, just asking Niran if there was anything else that he needed and before he left. All right, love. Well, I hope you have a good night then. She turns around and goes back in. She's already gone. As soon as you said there was nothing else that you needed, she looked at you, said, "Oh, all right," and then left.
You guys, an incredible scene. You're all able to get into. Evo will go inside, and yeah, everybody can pile in if they are ready. Everybody, keep your hands inside the carriage at all times. Let's go. You're ready. As you guys look around and wearing a cobalt suit, driver suit that he's just like haphazardly got a hat on, you see Ivan. You guys want to pull the center bar? Jamon, that's Jamon. Yeah. Everybody's name's Mike. And the carriage launches forward as you're not being taken by a cobalt soul driver. It lurches a little bit more. And it was like, what is that? Do you guys all know that guy? She asked you. Apparently. There's some things I have to take care of after hours, you know. You needed one after all the heaviness of the last couple of you. Needed some laughs and some fun. Oh. The carriage will make its way back to the Javal site. Sorry, Faye, go ahead. There is a note that says, I just worry about you. Don't know where you are, what you're doing. Can you at least tell me when you'll be back? And that's what you read. Put that on red. Later. Eventually, the allegiance all site, you would hear the noise before you see it, as there's a bit of a boom, 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 as the horns start to come out, as the allegiance of all sight starts to throw out the red carpet, as it were, doves thrown into the air, and they start to come around, eagles soaring through the streets. There is pomp and circumstance of fireworks, prestidigitations, minor illusion, major illusion, as the redeemers come and get and celebrated through the city who saved Onkarel, at least in this quarter of the city, through and go through this area. You have some people coming through that are like, yeah, sweet, this is what happened. We were in danger. We were going to die. Like, what's happening? As you guys are coming through the streets, as this is coming to a head, and you guys get up to the front of the carpet, and you would see the, I know it's Alakritos, and I just blinked on his other names, but we see the goblin and the elven man are the leaders of the allegiance of all sight. At the head of it, you would see Maggie and Io and Irvon and Galceriad at the top of the steps in like really nice garbs of the allegiance of all sight, along with Prolex, Yusef, and a number of other people as they await to receive you guys at the steps. Ewa will step out and open the door and take a very ceremonial look as if she was like not attending to you, but presenting everybody, and she will call out and say, presenting the Lohang Zeradimas. Faith our child, Nirenmur, Reina Lapidus, and Oak. As the group is invited, you would catch sight of Jamil Alethea coming forward. He's kind of in the crowd, stealing his way up as you guys make your way up the steps. The fanfares kind of died down a little bit. There is a band playing some music that is a bit of a processional type of march that lets you guys go up the steps. As you guys step out, you can see that the Alakritos, the goblin man, looks out and says, well, you all did very good down there, I guess, and we want to say thank you for saving the Legions of All Sight from what was going on down there, and we want to formally receive the Cobalt Soul and everything that I did for us. So it doesn't. Thank you, Cobalt Soul. If you would like to take our Medal of Honor, the highest honor that we give, this is the Eye of the All Sight. The medal given to the highest and honorary to people outside of the All Sight. Please present yourselves forward, Faith Fairchild, the expositor of the Cobalt Soul. As he calls you forward, is there any words that you'd like to say on behalf of the Cobalt Soul, Faith Fairchild? Yeah, you go off to the side where you go. They're like, no, you go over there to the High Curator. He's right over there, right over there, miss. Yeah. Nerenmir, High of the Expositor. Stupid name. Expositor is a stupid. Expositor of the Cobalt Soul. Here is the Eye of the All Sight. Congratulations. Do you have any words? This is really stupid custom to let them say anything. Whose idea was this? Reina Lapidus of the High Expositor of the Cobalt Soul. Do you have any words that you'd like to say as he puts this medal over your head? Very well, very well. Just over there to the over there, and that's when you guys notice Elixion has come up and surfaced as he's got himself a drink. He's like, "You guys did great, very good." As he takes another drink, and then he goes, "Sorry, what was her last name?" And they're like, "There's no last name. What was the name? There's no last." He's Oak of oh. Then somebody calls out, Oak Lucidian of the Cobalt Soul, Expositor Extraordinaire, please come forward. Do you have any words? As you move over the ceremonial part down, that's when Maggie calls, I'd like to say something, please. And then I think Io wants to say something, and she goes to the arm, and then Io says, "Yeah, I got something too. Yes." And Maggie says, I wrote a little bit of a poem. I've been watching you the way I watch weather, not to predict it, just to know it's real. Like I watched Oak learn that kindness isn't weakness, and then prove it. 7 times before breakfast, even sometimes. It was a big breakfast. But sorry, I watched Raina. She was chosen to stay in this world, but I don't think anybody deserves it. Nobody does. And yet she's here and fought. Held everyone together with open arms and hands. And I watched Faye. She puts down her swords. Doesn't fight to kill, but fights to understand. I learned more from those actions than I did from anybody else. And then she goes really nervous. And then I watched Nurin, most of all, be a friend to someone who didn't know how to be a friend to themselves. You kind of hear Gals say, like, that wasn't even a poem. And that rhymed. He says it. It was Galsera, yeah. Io steps up and says, Thank you, Maggie. Maggie taught me a lot about things. She doesn't look like much. If you think that, then that means that you're missing and they don't know how to look and see. Maggie Keen Eyes is more than any of you, any of us will ever be. Taught me what it is to be person. But I also want to say sorry to all of you, the Redeemers, as you now call yourselves, and how I'll always know you. Because I think that's what you did for me. I'm just a girl from Jigao, a small little village where everybody fights to be seen and everybody wants to be the best at something. I once had someone try to close the door the hardest and try to be better at closing a door than me. It's just bred into us to be the best. And I thought that was the point. I thought that was what adventure was, to be the best. I thought that's how you won. I will say that you four showed me that adventure isn't about winning or losing. About fighting for you and for somebody bigger than you. Your friends. She looks at Maggie and Galsariad and Nirvan. Thank you for showing me that I have something bigger to fight for. Sorry that I had to lose something more important to me than anything in Dermot to learn that lesson. I'm sorry. Her skin's just a broiling of waves as she takes a step, and Maggie steps and hugs her. Ends it. Mr. Alacritos is going to say, well, that's a lot, but it's kind of a downer, I'm not going to lie. Let's get turn the music up, the drums, and let's get this party going up a little bit. Good job, Redeemers. We thank you all for what you did, and most of all, for saving on Corral. And we're very happy now meeting this Alexian fellow, and thank you. And this feast is in honor of the Redeemers that you'll find in the ceremony hall. Thank you, everybody. Here's to the guests of honor. Basically calls it an end. The drums for the final farewell or farewell and fanfare rolling off as the crowd disperses and starts moving in. You'd have some people come up to you. Can we get an autograph? Maybe we could get sorry, what was it like? What did you see down there? rocks down that low. I didn't think they could survive at depths that low. That's what I thought. I didn't know. Where are they now? Oh, I'm on one of the wait lists to go down there. I'm going to be one of the Allegiance of All Sight scholars. I'm going to go and read everything. I'm an understudy. Alacritos' son. I'm going to be going down there and doing all the work. Heading up, taking over for insight, as it were. Yeah, the ones worth telling, of course. Yeah. You're right. Thank you for that. Nice to meet you. My name's Edward. Oh, right. Right, yeah. Right here on this paper, right here. Lovely, thank you for that. You have a great day. As you... what was her name? Nope. Nope. No, Alara. Lara is not here. H. She would not physically be able to get here in time. If she's on a boat. All right, so making your way in, Io is going to be there. Maggie is going to make sure that she's not too far from you. She wants to introduce you guys to her friends at the Legions of All Sight. There's a couple other people that she's met, and even though she doesn't like the brass, she likes the people. Gelsariad is not too far from Elixian at any given moment, and Irvon looks like he wants this night to be over. But he's no longer looking depressed or anything. He looks kind of thoughtful right now. Like he's uncomfortable in this space, maybe. But other than that, you guys as a group are free to drink and revel in the merriment as you and everybody in this place knows you, wants to talk to you at any given moment, to know what you guys did, wants to buy you a drink, give you a drink, have a drink with you, hear anything that you guys did, said, had happened, tell me about Elixir, tell me what happened down there. I don't know how much you guys want to role play it all out. So as far as I'm concerned, we can bypass it and let you know that you had a very sociable night. But if there is any moments you would like to have with any given person, Io is here, Jamil is here, Elixian is here, as are Zot and Scribble, as are the Gentle Blades of Io and Maggie and Gelsariad and Irvon and many other people. Questions probably here, attending to things. Tilly is not, of course. But if there's anything you guys would like or want to do, of course, let me know. Insight is not here tonight. No insight, and yeah. If there's... Oh. Yeah. As you go to bother Irvon and not poke a mother, he just looks up and he says, "What's up, hero? What's going on?" Not really, but that's not the point. Enjoying your party? Never know. Never know. I didn't really like these things even in my first life, so don't like it in my second either. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know what to make of it. I always said that it meant that she's been teasing me. Oh. Nah. Nothing. It's stupid. It's you're with or that orc woman or whatever. I saw you come in. It's nothing. Yeah. So what are you doing like after this? You guys standing on Corel or? It's a really crappy decision. I'm just gonna get drunk enough so that I can go dance and show everybody how a waste walker gets off on the floor. Take another big swig. Body sucks. Humans are so frail. Drink. You know, got my memories back. It's weird when you have this situation. I don't remember everything from my past life, but I remembered something. More of things.
Just say, you know, that one Dalian saying, I think they say the grass is greener on the other. I think that's... I think it's important to live in the moment and care about the now. And now I've got a nice cold ale. This is dancing juice. Okay? Well, yeah, obviously. I'm always... I mean, yeah. Nothing. Kind of looks and says, all right, maybe I will. And he stands up and he kind of stumbles a little bit. He's like, oh yeah, we're just getting to the sweet spot. He stands up and cricks his neck. Like, let's see what this thing can do. Nah, you got to come with me as he pulls you by the hand. And she's like, and she just points to to her eye and winks. You three see Reyna on the dance floor with Irvon Wastewalker, who is not a bad dancer at all. Oh shit, did I miss something? My brain broke. I was thinking of something. I thought you were talking to somebody else. Could you please repeat that, Faye? I'm so sorry. Right, okay. No, I mean, does anybody else want to do anything or go anything, do anything? There is nothing necessarily that has to be done. We just right now have Reyna and Irvon dancing with Iwo, looking with a funny look of the eye thing. That's it. What do we see the rest of you doing here? Or do we want to just do Gaussier? I think it's better. Yeah, Faye, let's do that. How can I say no to the guest of honor? Stands up. May I have this dance? Theriad does know how to dance. He is smooth.
He sighs and smiles a little at this. Go ahead, continue. I've lived almost 200 years and had many people fall in love with me. Maybe it's something about my personality, I don't know. Well, it's almost like he realizes the irony and says, well, maybe it's my violet eyes that disarms everybody, but come across this way, but the defense. And if I went with everybody that fell in love with me, I would have many, many suitors. And tied down so long ago. What makes you think that what makes you think Irvan's worth the time? Do you, as a party and friends, explicitly say what your relationships are and define them broadly? Or do you have with... Yes, I was... Between amongst yourselves, I would find it odd because, you see, both Io and Irvine have made advances on me, and it's just better to drink it along for the sake of the party, Not as easy as I take this into consideration. As he then just kind of dips you down, brings you back up, and says, you're much more than I expected. Usually, you present as a farmer, and, well, to be honest, not usually intelligent that comes from a farmer, but I say you're the exception. And your feats are more deft than they have reason to be for a farmer. You can see why you broke out of that life. You really are where you belong now. Little twirl around. Yeah, he said, and your feet are more deft than they should. And he turns you around and then he stops, and then the song would end and he'd say, well, it was a good dance. Thank you. Was there anything else? I was going to show Alexi in the courtyard. I really will. See you. As he walks. Mm-hmm. Oak already, as the dancing was commencing, has already gone, made her way over after splitting up with Faye and the others. So, as Oak makes her way over, what do we see? Okay. Have you had this mead? It's made out of honey, they say. It's very tasty. Delicious. It's like a nectar. You should try some as he pushes it over to you. Yeah. Your nails look wonderful. Yeah, where are we going? Oh, sorry, where is he being? Oh, I've heard of music like this before. Back in my day, it was a little different. It was more like the wind is rolling down a mountain. It was like the waters of the oceans all coming together after the storm. Anyway, but here I guess we have to, whatever they want to play, we have to listen to. It really is a shame. Did you know I used to be able to listen to whatever I wanted to? How do you mean? As you stop or he stops in the middle of a dance floor of people all around, moving, swaying, and music cascading down. Wonderful music. It's a beautiful rendition of a symphony that is probably of a Marquesian descent. So very Arabian and yet a hybrid of some other styles. And it just creates a really nice wave and wall of sound to dance to. He stops and he kind of looks up and just takes it all in. He looks at you, Oak, smiles and says, I am now. Thanks to you. You know, there was a time in my life when I needed anything, Oak. You would look, and I think in a cinematic way, we'd see Reyna having her moment with Io and Irvine. We're not sure exactly what Niren's doing, but we would look at him, and I imagine he's drinking in hand, but we'll find out exactly. We would then see Faye just finishing an exasperated conversation with Galceriad, or maybe just in the midst of a dipsy doodle. And he just has nothing but fondness. And he looks back to you and says, thanks to all of you. I know that now. You're right. I know the way this world works. Naive to think that it's better than when I left it. If anything, it's probably broken. Gate went up. But I will not concern myself with their petty squabblings of politicking. More at stake. Thank you. Let them come. It'll be like back then, too. I doubt that any of them have anything on a Cormor Sealy. He stands up and makes a stretch and says, I've been through many games. This will be just another. We'll see you again. Till then, you will always be in my thoughts. I don't know where I will end up, but I will not stay here in Ank'Harel for very long. I want to see what the gods have made and what the mortals have done with it. He looks at you with a wink and a little twinkle in his eye, and he says, "Bye, Oak." That's when you see Gelsariad come up. Alexi, where did he go? And he kind of, in that way that he walks by you in that way, and you're able to kind of grab his arm and stop him for a moment and distract him. You can go further with that if you would like, but you're able to do enough in that moment to ward him off, and that's more than enough Alexian needed to. If there's anything else, Oak, his eyes drop a little as he sees the dance. He looks and watches on from his table. He is with Alakritos, and I should have looked up his name. His name is James. I meant to look it up, and I totally ADHD'd that. James, yes, he is with Bond. James Bond. No, let me pull up Ank'Harel. So apologies, but the High Curator is in discussions or in a conversation, at least, with the two leaders of the Allegiance of All Sites, Goblin, Alakritos, and the like, who watches you. He would wait until later to have any conversation with you. That's for so. Is there anything else, my group, before the end of this little party? Is there anything else that you guys needed or wanted to have done? James, Cryon, and Grizz Alakritos. That's right. Beyond that, the night would end. Very drunk, as you would like to be, of course. Carriage would lead you all back. Ivan would be there to make sure you guys, if y'all need to pick me up, just let me know. Back to your homes eventually, partied out. You would have some gifts and some prizes and things of little knickknacks and keepsakes from the Allegiance of All Sight and the Cobalt Soul. You have been celebrated as heroes. Most people in Marquette and Rel did not know that there was anything going on here. It was very niche. You did stop it, and you did do it with making sure Alexian was redeemed. And not only that, you influenced things just enough to hopefully persuade people to not use them as a weapon and as a tool, and maybe even warn them a little. And now the group can start to set forward and set their eyes on what comes next. I don't know if the group is prepared and ready to do that now. I don't know if there's more loose ends they want to tie up. So I guess I'll ask, is the group ready to move on, or is there more loose ends that they need to wrap up? In these moments here with the Cobalt Soul, is there any more meetings you guys want to have? Is there, in regards to this mission, in regards to what has happened, not your greater goals as beyond and everything, but are you guys ready to let things lie for a little while, like a week, 3 weeks, and see where things end up and rest? Time for the group to put everything down and forget or is there more that they have to do and before they want to do that? What I'm asking is there really anything pressing at this moment for the party? Mm-hmm. Yeah, very. As a long rest takes you, sleep takes you all. Sweet bliss of darkness through a night of revelry. You dream, you sleep, you recover. She wakes up with a knock of the hangover that everybody always gets. Morning comes. You can have those conversations with a bright morning ahead of you. Nice shiny medallions of all sight on you. The praise of every institution that matters here. You're heroes. You're the redeemers. What comes next? Conversation will be had this morning, I'm sure, as you will be pressed as there is a note waiting to say, the High Curator has requested your presence as a meeting. This one you can't put off. And he will inevitably want to know where it is happening. What are you guys going to do? And you'll want to have answers for him. You all know that. So as you kind of do your morning rituals, your morning things, getting ready, shaking off the headache, the hangover, communing with your animals, meditating, getting your morning ready. And then you guys sit down to have a talk over a meal. And that's where we'll pick up next time. So we'll end the session there. Guys, low-hanging fruit, the Redeemers. Ponder what comes next. Till next time, we are the Myth Carvers. Thank you so much for watching. Shout out to our sponsor, Tabletop Oracle, and for everything. And until next time, keep telling stories. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, hello? Yes? Oh, no. He said that politically speaking. It is also a character from ECU, or Exandria Calamity. Well, if you think about it, if you know, so the whole Calamity is about how the Calamity happened. Well, he was in the Calamity, so they existed at the same time. At least the way that I foresee things. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I perceive it. But so we didn't quite get as much as I thought done, but which is not a bad thing. I thought there was going to be more of a wrap up, but there was more things to do. So I still don't. Yeah. Don't be sorry. I still think we should go with the one shot, but I don't know if you guys want to do that. I don't know what we're gonna do now, but that's not a big deal. It's not. It's like minor details. It's not that big a deal. I'm not worried. That is very much true.
Yeah. It's a good idea. No, everybody thinks he's hot. I think the idea of the backhanded compliment is just so Gausseriad. Didn't feel good, but oh, it is fun. But it's like when I'm like playing some of Dessa's like parents or like some of those more unsavory characters, and you're just like, you know, to play them, you have to like be that, right? So you have to like the fact that I think it's like when you like watch Brennan Lee Mulligan, be like, that guy, I'm glad he's not evil, because if he was evil, that would be scary because you just said some really fucked up shit. And it's the thing where I'm like, I don't like where I have to go inside myself to do that. Yeah, you literally, it's your biggest shtick with your characters is parent issues. It really is. A great parent, singular. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, shouldn't you play that fantasy then? No. One of the characters in my Tuesday one that I'm starting up. I think he has cancer. So his character he wants to have his character have something. So I'm like, that's. Whew. I think it's. Yeah, I was like, oh boy, that's a theme that I'm not loving, but okay. That was, yeah. Right. That was fun though. Yeah, maybe. Should I stay or should I go? That's the next episode. I liked that I was able to. I didn't know if I was going to be able to pull it off, but like getting the Reyna and Oak dynamic, that one was really delicate. One I want to stay, one wants to leave, and it all came together very nice. Kudos to each of you for like when beats come up. Boy, do you guys stick the landings every time. I mean this like wholeheartedly. I like the vision and the way you guys all came out. Like, well, I have this and I have this, and like, holy shit! And then all of a sudden, dots connecting. Watching you guys work and play was fucking lovely. I loved watching it. That was fun. You thought we were done.
That what are you calling dumb? I thought it was a good idea. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, yeah.